you say something and immediately feel it. A pause, too long, you smile quickly. Sorry, what I meant was, you start correcting yourself before anyone responds. Your fingers fidget slightly. You keep talking just to smooth it over. You don't have high standards. You have internalized criticism. I was at the beach and I picked up a handful of rocks. Everyone a different shape, uneven, textured, irregular. And I noticed something. I couldn't find a flaw. Not one. Beautiful rock. Right there. Not to me anyway. I wasn't judging the rock for being uneven. I wasn't criticizing it for not being symmetrical. I wasn't shaming it for being behind. Nature doesn't even have that language. And then the contrast hit me. We look at nature and call it perfect. But the moment your life doesn't go to plan, you criticize, you tighten, you turn on yourself. And it happens fast. Something goes wrong and the voice is already there. Not to guide, to condemn. This is what it looks like in real time. You make one mistake and your mind globalizes it. Here we go again. Why are you like this? You should have known better. That's a big one. Well, definitely for my internal critic. You are tired, but instead of adjusting, you push. Then criticize yourself for being slow. You pause, and instead of resting, you reach for your phone, reply to something, do something small so you don't feel behind. You feel disappointment and immediately add judgment. That's the pattern. The moment happens, then the prosecution begins. And let's get precise. This is not discipline. This is a nervous system loop. At some point, imperfection got linked to consequence, not logically, physically. So now, when something goes wrong, your body reacts first. Tight chest, jaw tension, forward pressure. Then the voice arrives. Fix it. Hurry, be better. And here's the distortion. You think that voice is helping you grow. It is not. It is preventing you from feeling shame. So instead of learning, you escalate. Instead of adjusting, you attack. That's not self-awareness, that's vigilance, wearing the mask of improvement. So, the wonderful pattern of strong women. Notice the speed to correct yourself before anything actually means anything. That's the old contract. If I fix it fast enough, I won't be shamed. And let me ask you something uncomfortable. would you speak to a child in your exact position the way you are speaking to yourself? Inside the infinity method, this is where internal pressure is interrupted and self-support becomes available. Here's the shift. Something goes wrong and you stop turning it into identity. You pause. You stay with what actually happened. Not what's wrong with me, but what happened. Not I am failing, but that didn't work. You remove the extra sentence. That one that turns a moment into a verdict. And when the voice shows up, you don't obey it. You notice it. That's governance. This happened to me recently. I sent a message, simple, clear. A few minutes later, I reopened it. Yes, that was my pattern. My eyes went straight to one sentence. My stomach dropped. The thought came in. That sounded off. My thumb hovered, ready to add a follow-up, to clarify it so it could land better. And then another thought came in. Fix it now so it doesn't mean anything. That was the pattern. So I paused. And I said it out loud to myself. Nothing is wrong. Sometimes, yes, putting my hand on my heart space really helps me slow down when I say that. Nothing is wrong. You might have your way. Would love to know. My body, so to go back, when I said that out loud, nothing is wrong. My body didn't agree at first. Tight chest, slight forward pull. I still didn't send anything. I just locked my phone, I put it down. Again, the discomfort stayed, peaked actually, but I stayed with it. And then it softened. Nothing escalated, nothing came back, but internally, something changed. I didn't turn on myself. That's another form you would hear me say if you're working with me. I reparented myself at that moment. I stayed with myself. So let me leave you with this. When you make a mistake, are you trying to learn or are you trying to avoid being shamed? That voice isn't governance. It is protection from something older. You don't need more pressure to grow. You need to stop turning on yourself when you do. You don't have to earn love to be safe. If this is landing, stay with me.